So first they will ask you, tell me about yourself or introduce yourself, they will ask you. So when they ask that question, you have to answer. This is Ramesh. I'm having around N plus years of experience. N can be, you can use anything, okay? 5 years or 3 years, 4 years, whatever it is. Years of experience in IT industry. So in software testing field. So I have good experience in testing the web applications and products. If you have worked on any products, you tell the products also. So product and project both are different, right? Product-based companies are different and projects are different. Basically, products is company will develop and they will sell to the other people. Projects is for other company, some company will develop and give it to them. So that is a different story. Okay, project is a different, product is a different. So you can tell I have good exposure to all stages of SDLC, testing process, bug life cycle. I have good experience with Agile Scrum methodology, and from beginning of the Scrum process till the end of Scrum. So I have participated in all the ceremonies, all the Scrum ceremonies. Scrum ceremonies means like sprint planning, sprint backlog, daily Scrum meetings, and sprint review meetings, sprint demos, and retrospection meetings. All these retrospection meetings also you will participate and you will give your feedback about that sprint, how it is going on. Then I have good experience with the programming language for Java. And you can say I have good experience with Selenium WebDriver. And I worked on the hybrid and page object model design pattern for designing the automation test scripts. And I have good experience with defect tracking and project management tool Jira. And I have good experience with GitHub, code repository, software configuration management tool. And Git and GitHub, you can mention both of them. I have so good experience with CI/CD tool, Jenkins. So where we used to create jobs and we used to submit our new changes. And I have good experience with all the process of how to clone the repository and how to make changes to the files, and then how to commit them and then push them and pull the master changes to my branch to master change, raising the PR means so request, right? So that pull request you will raise, that request is reviewed by one of your senior members in the team, whether the code is correct or not. In that PR or merge request also we call some companies PR or merge request, MR. So this is reviewed by one of the senior members, but you have to give a successful run that you have run in the Jenkins. Your test cases you will run in the Jenkins, right? That build link you provide here. So all your test cases are passed. That you have to show the proof. So that proof you have to give in the MR or PR link. So then I have good experience in designing the manual test cases from user stories, and I have good experience with built-in frameworks like JUnit and TestNG, and I have good experience with API testing, and automation testing for APIs using REST assured framework. And so I can test APIs in Postman too. And I have good experience with the BD Cucumber framework. And so I can work on so any environments, any kind of environments, different environments. Maybe if you are a senior, maybe you can mention providing a KT sessions to my juniors who are newly joining, who will provide the KT sessions. These are all the points you need to explain in that. Tell me about yourself, to introduce yourself. What are the tools you know? What are all your skill set? And you explain currently working for so and so company, and I'm currently working on this project. The project name you can mention. What that project will do, you just explain a little bit. So that's the introductory part you have to give. Okay, so that's the introductory part, and the roles and responsibilities you can tell, saying that. So I'm participating in the Agile Scrum methodology. So we have we will follow a sprint model, where 15 days is our sprint model. So from sprint planning to sprint demos, we'll participate all the activities. Like initially, we'll get the user stories, and we'll create a subtask for that user stories, and for regarding testing related. So we'll create the test cases first, and then so we'll review those test cases with the product owner development team. And once we get the build, so we'll perform the smoke testing, and then we'll perform the detailed testing, component testing, or if it is a small microservice, you will do component testing. Otherwise, you will do API testing first. Then UI is not there, you will do only API testing. So the API testing you can mention. So where do you were performing API testing for the components? Then so we are executing all the APIs in Postman, and we'll prepare the collection, and that collection will run, and then we'll start automation for the APIs, and that automation we are using REST assured framework, and we'll design the automation test cases. On the release branches, in the every sprint there will be a branch, development branch. So they will ask a question. You are using automation code, same developer branch or your branch? They will ask. So you can tell on top of the developer branch, you can create a new branch. So basically, so what they will do, there is a master. Let me show you that. So how it is, the code, how you are going to work in the sprint model. So in the sprint model, what will happen is basically, so there will be a master separately. Master code will be there. Okay. So here master code will be there. All right. So from that you will clone that. You will developer will clone here. So developer will clone. From that you can create your testing branch. So basically this is the master branch. This is the master branch where your repository, master branch. So where all the team members will merge the code here, right? This is the main branch. From this main branch, you can clone your, you can clone it. We'll pull this, one branch will be created. This is a particular branch name they will provide. So suppose you are a sprint 10. So they will create a feature release sprint 10. So like this, they will create a branch. All the developers will work on this branch. So the developers will work on this branch. So any code they are making changes, they will merge to this branch. So multiple developers are there, but they can create their own sub branches. But finally, they will pull this. They will push all their code into this branch. finally this branch will go to master branch. So not everyone will merge into master branch. So this process you explain so that it will be very easy. So what will happen is from this you can create a testing branch. So you can create a feature testing branch. So you can say feature test story number you can give. The story number you can give story 10. Okay, so you can give like this, story 100, whatever it is that you can give. And you are working, the developer code will be there here. On top of that, you are working. Every time you try to refresh, because many developers are trying to push and pull the code, right? So they will keep on working. Other developers also working here on this branch. So they are working, different people are working here, right? So all their motive is they also keep merging the code, and so they will also merge the code. They will also merge the code here, not directly at the master branch. So these guys also will merge the code here. So these guys also will merge the code. These guys, his changes will yield. All the people code will be here in this branch. And frequently you have to keep refreshing to this branch. So your branch, when you clone this branch, when you create a branch on top of this, you will get certain time point changes. But later, all these developers merge it. Some code they merge it. That code is not there. You always keep refreshing. So when you refresh, you can get the latest code. You will get the latest code, right? You will get the latest code. That code, you can on top of that you can work. So the developer code is mandatory for you, right? To build the application. On top of that, you can test with your test cases. So that's why then once the sprint is ending, what they will do, they will close the merges. Any stories they allocated to these developers, they will stop merging the code, and last day of the sprint so this is the D1 and developer 1 and developer 2. So different developers, right? All the developers will keep working on the branches. So they will merge the code to this D4. So independently they can work. That's a branching concept. Okay. So again, same, you get this branch code, and before the end of your sprint, you also finish your automation test cases. Finish your automation test cases, and you have to run the Jenkins job, and get a clean job. So, and make sure they are reviewing. So make sure get the code reviewed by your senior members. Okay, that's mandate. So make sure they are reviewing this all the code. You will merge this code and you will push. You will push into this. Once the review is done, they upload and clean code. So then you will merge this code in this release branch. Then developer will merge this code into master branch. So this is the end of the sprint. This is how it will go. So this is the entire process how it will go. Okay, you will push this. So this is called push. So push. This is the pull. So create a branch, or you can change. You can pull the changes, and this is the creating the release branch. So you can create a branch on top of master code. So this now see some code is there in the master. This code will go and place there. Again, on top of this master branch, again next sprint, new sprint 11, right? Next another branch they will create, and everybody will work on this. And again, you will create on top of that your test branch, and you will work on this automation independently. You can work, and you don't need to worry about this developers work. right? So frequently pulling the changes that is available in this branch, and you work on that. Okay, so that's the how this branching strategy it will work in the automation process. Tell that automation every day I will attend daily Scrum meetings. I will provide status, testing status, like what we did yesterday, what we are going to do today. Today, what task you are going to do? You should know in advance. You prepare. Okay, what you are going to do today. So, what are the tasks are there? First, list out all of them. Yesterday you finished them, or are still in progress? The task you are, so one by one task you will know working on that, and you can tell that I am just preparing the test cases. So it's in progress. Today I'll finish that. I don't have any blockers, or I don't have any impedications. That's how you need to give a status in the status meetings. And then so you'll start working on that. Then tomorrow again, you should not say same story, same task. I'm still working on that. So that test case design, it should not take more than 2 or 3 days, right? So you try to finish that as early as well, because you have to perform the review also on the test cases. So review also, you finish it. Once the review is done, and then so prepare the environment or build, and they will execute on that build. Okay, so all the test cases you will execute once you get the build, right? And that's how we will sign off at the end of the sprint. You have to give a demo. You tell that we will provide a demo at the end of the sprint. So last day of the sprint, we will provide a demo what we worked in the entire sprint. So this is the roles and responsibilities what you need to explain. Okay. Any other questions?